My sister-in-law Megan had murdered 3 children in her care over 3 years. My daughter Lily was next. Megan, my brother's wife, was our go-to babysitter. I trusted her. She worked at a daycare with a 5-star Yelp rating, but 3 years ago my nephew Tyler died while in her care. He fell down the stairs at her house. Megan found him. She called 911, but it was too late. At first I believed it was a tragic accident, but then Megan scheduled the funeral for the very next day before anyone could even process what had happened. It was unsettling. Even stranger Tyler, who was terrified of stairs, always scooted down on his bottom. When I mentioned this to Megan, her face twisted as if she'd bitten into a lemon. What are you implying? She snapped. That I pushed a 3-year-old down the stairs. I laughed it off, mumbling something about kids being unpredictable, but a sickening feeling settled in my gut. 2 weeks later, Megan flaunted a new Louis Vuitton bag and designer shoes, claiming she'd found them at an estate sale. 10 months later, my cousin Janet's daughter Emma died at Megan's house. Anaphylactic shock from peanut exposure. My blood ran cold. We all knew about Emma's severe peanut allergy. Janet complained about it constantly in the family group chat. The benefit of the doubt was wearing thin. When I visited Megan, she was the picture of grief. Her Instagram a shrine to Emma, littered with broken heart emojis. When I gently asked her about the allergy, she mumbled that Emma must have gotten into something when she wasn't looking, her eyes avoiding mine. That same month, she and my brother moved into a renovated Victorian house, a home far beyond their means. I held my tongue, not wanting to gossip while the family was grieving. Then came last Halloween. My other nephew Mikey drowned in Megan's pool while getting ready for trick-or-treating. Had apparently torn off the pool cover and jumped in while she wasn't looking. 3 dead children, all in Megan's care. That was it. The silence broke. I called my mom. Don't you think it's weird? I started. That they were all in Megan's care. Mildred, these were accidents. She cut me off, her voice sharp. Megan is devastated. How dare you suggest otherwise? I tried my aunt, then my dad. Same response. At Sunday dinner, my brother pulled me aside. The family's worried about you, he said, his voice laced with concern. Maybe you should talk to someone about these conspiracy theories. Even my own husband thought grief was making me paranoid. I confided in my friend Jane. Together we connected the dots. Each death occurred while my brother was out of town for work. Megan always insisted on watching the kids alone. She was always the first to organize the funerals, everything arranged with chilling efficiency. I didn't want to confront her myself, so I had Jane do it over coffee. Jane brought up the funerals. You really organized all 3? She asked innocently. Megan nodded, her face a neutral mask. That's a lot of planning in such a short amount of time, Jane remarked. For a fleeting moment, a flush of red crept up Megan's cheeks, her eyes narrowing. Yep, she chirped before abruptly excusing herself to the bathroom. When she returned, the topic was changed. 2 weeks later, Megan and my brother quit their jobs and took a month-long vacation to Europe. When Megan offered to pay for a getaway for my husband and me so we could grieve in silence, I almost accepted until she insisted on watching our daughter Lily for the weekend. My stomach plummeted. She was relentless, saying we needed a break. I finally agreed, but on one condition: I would place baby monitors all over her house the night before we were to leave. Megan texted incessantly about the fun activities she had planned for Lily. She seemed so genuinely excited that a pang of guilt shot through me as I handed my trembling daughter into her arms. I felt a deep sense of unease. Driving to the airport, I realized I'd forgotten Lily's special blanket. A wave of relief washed over me. It was the perfect excuse. I let myself into the house with the spare key. Megan didn't hear me as I neared the living room. I heard her on the phone. After this one, my kids will inherit everything from grandma's trust, she said, her voice casual. 4 accidents are harder to explain than 3, but once Lily's gone, there are no other heirs. I froze, my hand still on the doorknob, my heart hammering against my ribs. I pressed myself against the wall, my phone already in my hand, recording. No, the brownies are already cooling in the kitchen, she continued as if discussing a recipe. I crushed up enough cashews to make sure she's allergic, just like Emma was to peanuts. My legs threatened to give out. I gripped the wall, bile rising in my throat. Through the archway, I could see her pacing, her back to me. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. The Benadryl is right there on the counter. If anyone asks, I'll say I tried to save her. She laughed, a sound that made my skin crawl. Just like with Mikey, my hand shook as I recorded, every instinct screaming at me to burst in, but I needed undeniable proof. Listen, I have to go, she said. Mildred just left, but Lily's in the playroom. He'll call you when it's done. She ended the call and began humming the same lullaby she'd sung at Tyler's funeral, at Emma's funeral, at Mikey's funeral. I backed away, texting my husband David with trembling fingers, call 911, Lily in danger, come back now. But as I reached for the door, I heard Lily's laughter from upstairs. My baby, I couldn't leave her. I crept towards the playroom, my heart pounding with every creak of the floorboards. To get to the stairs, I had to pass the living room. Taking a deep breath, I started up. Halfway up, a sweet voice called from below, Mildred, I thought you left. Did you forget something? I turned. Megan stood at the bottom of the stairs, blocking my only escape. Her smile was warm, but her eyes were ice. My phone buzzed in my pocket. David. Megan's gaze flickered to the sound, her smile tightening. I forgot Lily's inhaler. I stammered. Oh, don't worry about that. I have one here. Come on down, I'll show you, she said, gesturing toward the kitchen, toward the poisoned brownies. Lily, sweetie, mommy's here. The sound of little feet pattering overhead was the sweetest sound I'd ever heard. Lily appeared at the top of the stairs, her cheeks smeared with paint. Mommy, I'm painting. That's wonderful, baby, I said, my eyes locked on Megan. Come here. We need to go, but Aunt Megan promised special treats. Lily pouted. That's right. Megan cooed, her hand moving to the banister, subtly blocking my path. Fresh brownies just for our special girl. I started down the stairs, trying to appear casual as my mind raced. Lily bounded down behind me and I grabbed her hand. Actually, we have a doctor's appointment I completely forgot about, I said, pulling Lily toward the door. Megan stepped in front of me. Oh, Mildred, you look so stressed. Why don't you sit down for a minute? The brownies are still warm. My phone buzzed again. David, at security, can't leave airport. What's happening then? Megan's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, her face paling. For a split second, I caught a glimpse of the message. Mom, where are you? Dad's freaking out about Europe receipts. We really need to go, I said, firmly trying to step around her. She didn't budge, but I made them especially for Lily, her favorite chocolate with nuts. Her hand reached for Lily's head, and I pulled my daughter behind me. I said no. The mask finally dropped. Her eyes narrowed. I found them, you know, she said quietly. The baby monitors, all of Then were you hoping to catch me doing something wrong that's really hurtful after all I've done for this family? My blood ran cold. She knew her phone rang. She answered, her eyes still locked on mine. Hi Tom, with the insurance investigator is there now? Her face went white. She gripped my arm, her nails digging into my skin. Tell him I'll call him back. Family emergency. She hung up and tears welled in her eyes. You can't leave with Lily. I'm her legal guardian. If anything happens to you, it's all in the documents you signed for the trip insurance. What documents? I whispered. The ones David signed last month making me and Tom temporary guardians just in case. Tom's car pulled into the driveway. He got out with a man in a suit. The insurance investigator. Megan's grip tightened. Why don't we go play while the adults talk? She said to Lily, reaching for her. I pulled Lily closer. Tom and the investigator walked in. The investigator's eyes went straight to me. Mrs. Mildred, I need to speak with you about some insurance policies. What policies? He pulled out a folder. The ones you purchased for Lily, Tyler, Emma, and Mikey. The room spun. I never purchased any policies. Your signature is on all of them, he said, showing me the documents. Megan had worked in insurance processing. The signatures were perfect forgeries. My phone buzzed. A text from David. Megan just texted me, says you're having an episode. What's going on? I looked at Megan, who was typing on her phone with one hand while holding Lily's wrist. Within seconds, my phone exploded with messages from the family group chat. Pray for Mildred. She's having paranoid delusions again. Oh no, not again. We're on our way. I knew something was wrong at dinner. Poor thing. Actually, there's something else, Tom said, clearing his throat. Megan, remember those papers you had me sign last month for the Europe trip? What papers? Megan's voice was sharp. The ones giving you power of attorney over Lily. You said it was just in case. He looked confused, but the lawyer called yesterday said the guardianship papers were filed the day before Mikey died. The room went silent. I grabbed my phone to call 911, but Megan spoke first. Her voice calm. I already called them, told them you broke in and are threatening us. They're sending someone to help you. Sirens wailed in the distance. You called the police on me. This is my daughter who you're trying to kidnap in your current state, she said sadly. David asked me to keep her safe until you get help. The police arrived. One of them recognized Megan. Mrs. Megan from the grief counseling group. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. It's been so hard since the children, she said, dabbing at her eyes, and now my sister-in-law is having delusions. The officer turned to me, his expression sympathetic but firm. Ma'am, we're here to help. Why don't you come with us? She's trying to kill my daughter. I pulled Lily behind me. Check the brownies in the kitchen. They're poison. Megan gasped. Officer, she's been saying things like this for months. I have documentation. She pulled out a folder filled with printed emails and text messages, all taken out of context, edited to make me look unstable. Mommy, Lily's voice was small. Why is everyone upset? Jane burst through the door. I'm so glad you called me, Megan. I've been so worried about Mildred. My heart sank. Jane was in on it. Tell them about the coffee shop. Jane. Megan prompted how she talked about the children's deaths obsessively. I was frightened. You were asking the questions. I protested, but I could see how it looked. The concerned family. The documented history. A hysterical woman. David finally called the police directly, but the same officer answered. Megan took the phone. David, she's safe. We're getting her help. I'm so sorry this is happening. Well, take care of Lily until you get back. Mommy's just confused, sweetheart, Megan said loudly. Sometimes grown-ups get sick in their thoughts like cousin Tyler. Lily asked. The room froze. Megan said he got confused and forgot how to use stairs safely. The investigator stepped forward. I think everyone needs to calm down. There are serious questions here which we'll be happy to answer. Megan interrupted smoothly. After Mildred gets the help she needs. The officers moved toward me. Ma'am, I'd like you to come with us voluntarily for an evaluation. I knew if I refused they'd take me anyway. If I went, I'd be leaving Lily with a killer. Can I at least say goodbye to my daughter? They nodded. I knelt down, pulling Lily into a hug, my lips close to her ear. Don't eat anything, I whispered. Remember our special rule, no treats without Mommy. She nodded. I need a picture, I said, pulling out my phone. I snapped a photo of Lily, making sure to get Megan in the background evidence, a timeline. Then I let them lead me away in the police car. I pulled up the recording on my phone, Megan's confession, but the audio was garbled, corrupted, useless. My phone buzzed. A text from Megan with a photo of Lily playing happily. She's safe with family who loves her. Get the help you need at the station. Jane sat beside me. How much did she pay you? I asked her. Face crumbled. My student loan, $60,000. I'm so sorry, but she said you were really sick, that this would help you get treatment. She's going to kill my daughter. No. Jane shook her head. She loves those kids. She told me this was all in your head. Then why did she pay you $60,000 to lie? Jane went quiet. The psychiatric evaluator, Dr. Nietzsche, arrived with a thick file. My history, according to Megan, every concern ID raised, twisted into escalating paranoia. David burst. And where's Lily with Megan? I said. His face fell. Why didn't you tell me you were having these thoughts again? He asked, showing me texts from my number, messages ID never sent. I never sent these. Mildred. His voice was gentle, pitying. That's when I realized how deep this. When she's going to kill our daughter, I said flatly. And you're going to let her? Mrs. Mildred. Dr. Nietzsche began. I see here you've been experiencing increasing paranoia. She flipped through pages of fabricated documentation. According to these texts, you told your husband you believed Megan was out to get the children as early as 2 years ago. The brownies, I said desperately. Test the brownies. Dr. Nietzsche made a note. And you believe your sister-in-law would intentionally harm your child? I heard her on the phone. The recording, that's corrupted, she said. Already briefed. My phone buzzed. Another photo from Megan. Lily eating crackers, making sure she only eats safe snacks. Give my love to Dr. Nietzsche. She knew exactly where I was. I'm afraid I can't recommend that right now, Dr. Nietzsche said, based on what I'm seeing here. I believe a 72-hour hold might be beneficial. No. The word tore from my throat. 2 orderlies appeared at the door. Maybe it's for the best, David said, his face stricken. Fine, I said, forcing myself to sit, but I want to see the documentation, all of it. As Dr. Nietzsche spread the papers across the desk, I saw the full scope of Megan's plan. Emails, appointments with therapists ID never seen, even a prescription for antipsychotics ID never taken this prescription. I pointed. Check with the pharmacy. They'll have video. Denial is common, Dr. Nietzsche said gently. You'll go voluntarily, I said finally, but I want Jane to watch Lily, not Megan. I'm afraid that's not possible. A new voice said, a woman in a suit from Child Protective Services. We've received some concerning reports. She showed me the call logs. Your sister-in-law has been very helpful. Don't you see what's happening here? She's setting me up given the circumstances, she said, her expression neutral. We believe Lily should remain with family members while you receive treatment. Mr. and Mrs. Tom and Megan have graciously agreed to provide temporary care. The room spun. The insurance investigator, I said suddenly. He saw the Search history on her computer. Well, certainly look into all aspects of this situation, she said. Jane appeared in the doorway, tears streaming down her face. Mildred, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were the sick. She paid you $60,000. I cried. Why would she pay you if I was really sick? Jane's eyes darted away. Where's the investigator? I asked desperately. He left, Tom said, stepping forward. Said he needed to review some documents, but Mildred, he agreed the signatures looked authentic because she forged them. Mildred, David's voice was firm. You need to stop. You're making things worse. Fine, I said quietly. I'll go, but I want to talk to a lawyer first. As they led me to a small room to pack a bag, my phone rang. Megan put her on speaker. Dr. Nietzsche instructed. Hi, Mildred. Megan's voice was warm. I just want you to know we're taking wonderful care of Lily. She's napping now. Megan, I kept my voice steady. I know what you're doing. I know you're confused right now, she continued, but we're all here for you. Family supports each other like you supported Tyler. Emma, Mikey, the daycare. I interrupted. Your daycare was shut down 3 years ago. What happened there? Megan's silence. I don't know what you're talking about. Check the records, I said to Dr. Nietzsche. Her daycare was shut down after a child nearly died. These delusions are quite elaborate. Dr. Nietzsche murmured. I'm going to let you go now. Megan said, focus on getting better. Lily needs her mommy healthy. The line went dead as they processed my admission. I overheard Tom in the hallway arguing on the phone. No, I don't care what the lawyer says. I signed those papers under false pretenses. What do you mean? It's too late. The psychiatric ward was a sterile lockdown prison. They took my phone, my belongings, my connection to the outside world. That night I lay awake staring at the ceiling. My daughter was sleeping in a killer's house and everyone thought I was the dangerous one. The next morning I pretended to take the medication during art therapy. An older woman, Gabri, sat beside me. First time, she whispered. I nodded. The faster you admit you're sick, the faster you get out, she advised. Fight them and you'll be here for months. But I'm not sick. She gave me a sad smile. Neither was I, but my son needed my house for his new family. David came during visiting hours. Lily's okay, he said. Megan sent photos. Photos can be old, David. You need to physically see her. I tried. Megan said. Lily was napping. He showed me more fake texts. Look at these messages you sent me. Check the metadata. I urged. These are fake. The doctor says this is part of your condition, he said, his voice sharp. Please. I grabbed his hands. Just test the brownies. He wavered. Okay, he said finally, but when he returned the next day his face was grim. The brownies were gone. Megan said she threw them out but had found something else. Large deposits into Tom and Megan's account starting right after Tyler died. David, those are insurance payouts. He was already scrolling. There was one after Emma, another after Mikey. His face went pale. I need to think, he said, and left. The next morning Dr. Nietzsche called me. And your husband called. He's concerned about some new delusions you're experiencing regarding bank statements. Had told them I've spoken with your sister-in-law, she continued. She explained that those deposits were from a family trust. Every avenue was blocked. I'd like to increase your medication, Dr. Nietzsche said, and I'm recommending we extend your stay 2 weeks minimum. 2 weeks. Lily would be dead that afternoon. My visiting privileges were suspended. I was completely cut off that night. Gabri slipped me a phone. 10 minutes, she whispered. I dialed David's number. Hello, it was Megan. Where's my husband? Oh, Mildred, David's had a little accident. Nothing serious. Brake failure. Can you imagine? My blood turned to ice. What did you do? I'm taking care of everything. Lily's here with me, safe and sound, though she has been asking for her mommy. Poor thing, doesn't understand why you abandoned her. I didn't abandon her. You, the courts, might see it differently. Mental instability, psychiatric holds. David and I have been talking and we both agree Lily needs stability right now. David would never. David sedated. Dear, but don't worry, I'm sure he'll agree with whatever's best for Lily when he wakes up. If he wakes up. The phone slipped from my numb fingers. The next day Tom visited. David's in intensive care. The doctors, they're not sure if he'll make it. Megan's been amazing, staying with him around the clock. She's even arranged for me to have temporary guardianship of Lily. If Tom listened to me, check your bank records. The insurance policy. Stop. He pulled away. My wife is at the hospital with your husband caring for your daughter and you're still spreading these lies. The investigator saw the search history. Megan explained that she was researching for a parent at the daycare. Her daycare was shut down. That's enough, he said, his face dark. In filing a restraining order that evening. Dr. Nietzsche delivered the final blow. Emergency custody has been granted to your brother and sister-in-law. You can't do this, it's temporary, she assured me, but I knew better. Megan didn't do temporary. That night I made a decision. Playing along wasn't working. It was time to be exactly what they expected. The next morning I refused medication. I screamed about Megan being a killer until they sedated me. I woke up in restraint. Stupid move, Gabri muttered, mopping the floor. Now you've given them reason to keep you longer. I need to get out. Only one way out of here fast, she said quietly, and it's not pretty. Attempted suicide. They ship you to the medical ward. Security's lighter there. That night I made my attempt, just enough to get transferred during a shift change. While Gabri created a diversion, I slipped out. I had no phone, no money, no car, just desperation. I hitchhiked to the hospital. When I reached David's room, Megan was there holding his hand. The machines beeped. The only sign he was still alive. I knew you'd come, she said without looking up. Security's on their way. What did you do to him? She smiled. You know the interesting thing about brake fluid, it degrades over time. Accidents happen. You cut his brake lines. Prove it, she said, finally looking at me. Oh wait, you can't. You're an escaped mental patient. Why? My voice broke. Her face hardened. My children deserve everything, every penny of that trust, not your spoiled brat. You killed 3 children for money. I secured my children's future, and after poor Lily's tragic accident, there won't be any other heirs to worry about. When I whispered, oh, didn't I mention Lily's been feeling sick all day? I'm taking her to the cabin tomorrow. Fresh air might help. Her smile was cold, or it might not. Security burst through the door as they restrained me. Megan played the victim. Please, she said to them, tears streaming, be gentle, she's sick. As they dragged me away I heard her whisper to David's unconscious form, don't worry, you'll take care of everything. Back in the ward in maximum security I was truly trapped. They told me I'd be there indefinitely. Dr. Nietzsche visited one last time. Your sister-in-law has been very understanding. She's not pressing charges. She's going to kill my daughter. I slurred the words, thick with medication. Tomorrow at a cabin. Mrs. Mildred. Lily is safe. I spoke with Megan myself. They're staying home this weekend to be near David. Another lie. That night I didn't sleep. As dawn broke I knew Megan was waking up, getting Lily dressed, packing the car, humming that lullaby. The morning nurse leaned close as she adjusted my restraints. Your Friend left you something, she whispered, slipping a phone under my pillow. Gaber's final gift. I dialed the insurance investigator's number. This is Mildred, I whispered. The woman from the house with the policies. You saw the search history, you know something's wrong. I paused. I'm listening. She's taking my daughter to a cabin today. She's going to kill her. Please check the policies again. Check when they were purchased. I've been investigating, he said slowly. The patterns are concerning, but I need proof. The daycare, I said urgently. Sunshine Academy was shut down 3 years ago. A child nearly died. I'll look into it. The door opened. Dr. Nietzsche, I have to go, I whispered, ending the call. Who are you talking to? She asked sharply. Myself, I mumbled. They moved me to isolation. Hours passed, then alarms. The door burst open. Gabrielle in a nurse's uniform moved up. My escape plan, she said, unlocking my restraints. Your investigator friend called in quite the tip. Police are looking for Megan, but they don't know about the cabin. How did you? I've been here 6 months. I hear everything. David woke up, told them about the brake lines. Megan's on the run. Adrenaline surged through me. Gabrielle led me through a maze of corridors. Your investigators waiting outside. We burst out into the sunlight. A car idled at the curb. The investigator, Mr. Sebastian, behind the wheel. Get in, he said. I know where the cabin is. As we sped away, I saw police cars converging on the hospital. How long since she left? I asked. 2 hours, but I've got friends in highway patrol setting up roadblocks. You won't take main roads. He handed me his phone. Call whoever you need to. I called Tom. Mildred, the police are here. They're saying things about Megan, about insurance fraud. Where's the cabin? Tom, Pine Ridge off Route 47. But Mildred, she wouldn't. I hung up and told Mr. Sebastian there's more, he said. As we drove, I found the daycare records. 3 children injured in 2 years, all accidents, all insured. Megan left just before the investigation started. The pattern goes back further. Foster homes, elderly care facilities, always accidents, always insurance payouts. My phone rang. David, Mildred, his voice was weak but clear. I'm sorry, I should have believed you. It's okay, we're going to find her. The police, they found something in her car. Sedatives, the same kind they gave you here. We turned onto Route 47 through the trees. I glimpsed a cabin. Megan's car was parked outside. I was out of the car before it stopped running. The front door was open. Too quiet. I burst inside. Empty, but on the counter, a half-full glass of juice and an empty medicine bottle. Lily, I screamed, running for the bedrooms. I found them in the back room. Lily on the bed too, still. Megan beside her, stroking her hair, humming that damned lullaby. You're too late, she said calmly. Poor thing was so tired, needed a nap. I lunged for my daughter, checking for a pulse. Faint, but there. I dialed 911. She's alive, I sobbed. My daughter's been poisoned. Megan's. Did you just can't let things be? Can you? Everything would have been so simple. You're insane. No, she said. I'm a mother, and mothers do whatever it takes to protect their children's futures. Sirens wailed, getting closer. It's over. Megan, she smiled. Is it? A confused child accidentally took mommy's pills. I tried to save her, but her mentally unstable mother interfered. The police know everything, the insurance policies, the daycare. Her smile faltered. David woke up. He told them about the brake lines. They found the sedatives in your car. For the first time, real fear flashed in her eyes. My children need me. You should have thought of that before you murdered 3 kids. The sirens were deafening. Paramedics burst in, working on Lily. Police followed as they arrested Megan. She looked at me with pure hatred. This isn't over, you'll be in prison, I said, for the rest of your life. They carried Lily out on a stretcher. I rode with her, holding her small hand. At the hospital, they pumped her stomach, gave her activated charcoal, and waited. David arrived in a wheelchair. Tom came hollow-eyed with shock. Jane showed up crying, promising to testify. My family came apologizing, asking how they'd been so blind. I didn't care about apologies. I only cared about the little girl in the hospital bed. It took 18 hours, but finally Lily opened her eyes. Mommy, her voice was tiny. My tummy hurts, I sobbed, holding her carefully. I know, baby, but you're okay now. You're safe. At Megan said the juice would help me sleep. She was wrong, sweetheart, but she's gone now. She can't hurt you anymore. As Lily recovered, the full scope of Megan's crimes came to light. 17 insurance policies, over 15 years, 6 confirmed deaths, possibly more. A trail of devastation hidden behind a mask of grief. The daycare families came forward, the foster families, even a few from the elderly care facilities, but it was the journal that sealed her fate. Tom found it hidden in their attic. Every death meticulously planned, her justifications for each murder, her plans for future ones, including detailed notes on how she would kill Lily. The trial was a media circus. The Black Widow babysitter we moved started fresh in a new town where no one knew our story, a place where my daughter could finally be safe.